Oh, hey, I'm great. How are you doing? That's great. Well, I'm just sitting in my car by myself right now. I'm just waiting for a court appearance. I thought maybe later we could get together and go on Twitter and organize some riots. Yeah, Twitter is great, isn't it? Twitter would never betray us. Hey, welcome in. Well, I guess we're finding out who the useful idiots on the left were. I've got the headline here. Now that Biden's president, Twitter decides to shut down popular Antifa accounts. Now, they were obviously foot soldiers for the Democrats when Trump was president, so that they could basically blame all of the chaos on Trump. I'm thinking that Biden may not want to be blamed for chaos. And Antifa and groups like that tend to create a lot of chaos, and they don't like Biden. That's the thing. We saw that in the Pacific Northwest when Antifa went crazy during the inauguration, smashing up a Democratic office. And now, strangely, Twitter has decided to shut down some of their accounts. They still have accounts open, but they're starting to shut them down, and this is probably a sign of things to come. Now, first off, I just want to say that I don't celebrate anybody being banned from participating in the public discourse. And this is where these conversations happen now in places like Twitter. It used to happen on Parler. Hopefully they'll happen there again. But I don't want to see people being banned from being heard. I think it's counterproductive. And I know that the left loves to shut people down, but I have to stand on principle on this one. I don't want them shut down unless, of course, they're calling for violence, which, I suspect maybe there's a little bit of that, but you certainly don't have to do that if you're on the right to be banned from social media. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, if you're organizing essentially violence, well, then, you should be treated like everybody else. Everybody should be treated the same, regardless of what their politics are. But anyway, we do know that their actions tend to be, there's often violence involved. And we know they've been organizing on social media on things like Twitter. And they've been getting a free pass. We saw they shut down Parler with tens of millions of people on it because of what happened on the 6th. But, the left has been getting a free pass on all this stuff. Apparently until now, it looks like, at least the more extreme elements. But again, I just want to state, I don't think anybody should be banned for legal speech. And I stand by that. But anyway, here the hammer's coming down. And this is after a long period of companies like Twitter, Facebook seeming to approve of what, far left, radical leftists have been doing. As well as most of the media. As well as, leftist politicians. Who either, seem to not know what was happening or approve of it. I'm talking about all the rioting and looting and the burning and the besieging, federal courthouses, all of that stuff. But anyway, it seems like the love affair has run its course, and we are indeed finding out who the useful idiots were. That said, Antifa still has accounts up. There's lots of chapters of it that still have accounts up, and we'll have to see what happens with those. And if they're not breaking the law, I don't think they should be taken down. I think they should have a voice. Just like everybody should have a voice. But of course, this comes coincidentally, right after the inauguration, which I find quite hilarious. And just totally blatant. And, it might have a little something to do with this. Inauguration Day in Oregon. Protesters clash with police. Feds during Inauguration Day march. And I wonder if it has a little something to do with this. Here from Reuters. Anti-fascist protesters vandalize buildings in Portland and Seattle. Just going to interrupt for 1 second to say, if you like this content, subscribe so you can see more. Thanks a lot. And you can see here, there it looks like there's some tear gas. And yeah, this is on Inauguration Day, so this didn't look very good. So let's see. Anti-government and anti-fascist protesters in Portland and Seattle vandalized a Democratic Party office and other buildings and scuffled with police on Wednesday, protesting against President Joe Biden's inauguration. Well, let's see. They're anti-fascists and they're protesting against Joe Biden. So Joe Biden must be a fascist, right? That's what we've heard, right? These people, they're just anti-fascist. They're fighting fascism. We should all fight fascism. Well, are they still fighting fascism now? Don Lemon? I mean, he seemed to like him quite a bit here. CNN's Lemon defends Antifa after Trump comments, "No organization is perfect." Yeah, they're fighting fascism, and you can't expect them to be perfect. Anyway, let's get into this. Although Twitter had not taken large-scale action against popular Antifa Twitter accounts during President Trump's tenure, allowing Antifa more latitude to organize their efforts at creating chaos, this week, after President Biden was inaugurated, Twitter suspended some of those Antifa-related accounts, and I can bet there's more to come. The New York Post reported on Friday that Twitter had suspended several popular Antifa accounts with more than 71,000 followers. And Antifa is not happy about this. It says Antifa Sacramento tweeted in solidarity with their comrades. The base is one of the accounts that got canceled. So they're in solidarity with their comrades. So solidarity and comrades, that sounds like commie speak to me. That sounds like communism. Let's see, what are some of these accounts here? Rev Abolition, New York City. Rev is revolution, revolutionary. And abolition, I believe they want to abolish common sense, I think. So anyway, they got rid of 4 accounts with 71,000 followers. And we shall see what follows that. Because I've got a feeling that Antifa is going to keep rioting and protesting and smashing stuff and attacking Democratic offices. Because they don't like Biden. They don't like the Democratic Party. I think generally they're called anarchists a lot. But I think really they're just revolutionary communists. So they don't really like anybody other than, I don't know, like Stalin and Mao, I guess Castro. But, I mean, I guess what would come next would be the federal boot coming down on them. Because now that Biden's in power, now that they've won, Antifa is not needed anymore. At least I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think that's probably the way it's going. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you just like to listen, there's the podcast. It's on pretty much every platform, including Spotify. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next time.